We're going to be talking about Netflix drama again. Hello, my name is Liz Ashley and welcome to my channel. So we're going to talk about some Netflix drama again, and I'm very excited. If you're new here, my name is Liz Ashley and I am almost to monetization. So if you could subscribe, that would mean the world to me. I'm trying to get to 500. I'm really trying. Today, we are going to talk about some more Netflix drama. I talked about some Netflix drama last week because I've been binging a lot of their shows. And that's just where we are. So today we are going to react to the podcast that Sophia, I don't know her name, let me see. So Sophia Franklin, her podcast is called Sophia with an F, and she is interviewing Georgia Hassarati. I think that's how you say it. That's how they said it in the podcast. But yes, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. A commenter from my last video actually told me to watch this. All right, here we go. Let me give you the backstory to all this drama real quick before we get into this. So basically, Sophia with an F actually has some drama with Alex Cooper from Call Her Daddy. They were on the show together and then they had a very public breakup, not like a friendship breakup, because they were friends. And I will probably do a video about that too, because it was wild and it was my first time learning about it. But they were supposed to do Call Her Daddy together. They started Call Her Daddy together, and then Sophia left because she said that she was being treated like an employee and not a co-founder. And this is when they were still under Dave Portnoy, who I don't like. So yeah. And then so that's this person's podcast that Georgia is on. Now Georgia was on Perfect Match and Too Hot to Handle, but she won Perfect Match with Dom. So if you watch my last video, you know that Dom was on Perfect Match and he won with Georgia. And he also was with Francesca on the show before that. And that's how he became friends with Harry, the person that my last video was about. My friend's coming. That's why if the angle's different, I'm sorry. My friend's gonna come soon. And she was calling me. So where did I leave off? Dom and Harry are like best friends now. And in my last video, I said that made me question Dom that he was friends with Harry. This is going to prove me right, okay? This freaking podcast is going to prove me right because I was right to question Dom. Thank you very much. Which sucks because I really like Dom in the mole and everything like that, but I was right to question him. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about Georgia and how she was the one who won Perfect Match with Dom, but after Perfect Match, she was with Harry. She started going out with Harry. And so this whole thing has been a lot of drama and it's crazy. And so basically what George is going to talk about with Sophia is how how Dom and Harry kind of made her look bad. And so I guess Dom on the internet kind of made it seem like it was all Georgia. And she was like, that is not how it happened at all.
Having the whole world be against me over something. It was a huge TV show. I'd won the show with this guy. People wanted to believe I did him dirty. I didn't.
But after that, she started dating Harry. Now, Harry was the one who also went out with Francesca. Harry's the one we talked about last week who really is not a good guy. Not at all. And you'll see here that he's not.
So who's like, you know what? I really want to settle down and get married. I think I have to get on The Bachelor. Yeah. I think that's just a really good opportunity for him to have women give him a lot of attention.
Oh, okay. I think she's talking about Harry. Was Harry supposed to be on The Bachelor? I don't watch The Bachelor. I'm not a Bachelor girly. I still can't get over that his podcast is called Boyfriend Material. Please. So he's gonna be the next Bachelor? Is that what this is? What the fuck? Sorry. Wait. Is that gonna be this year? Oh my god. I might have to watch that.
to the engagement rings that he was trying to propose. He did the same to her. It all comes down to attention. He wants, he wants all this attention from someone, and then he wants to like discard them when he's done with them and run them down the public eye.
Okay, so, yeah. So basically, I guess he's gonna be on The Bachelor, which is wild. But basically, what he did, and so Harry also dated Jessica on Perfect Match. So Harry was on Perfect Match as well, and he dated this girl named Jessica. They were on 2 different seasons. Georgia was on the first season, Harry was on the second season, or was it? Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I got them mixed up because Dom is in both seasons, which is confusing. It is so confusing. But that's beside the point. But what he did to Jessica and what he did to Georgia was basically the same thing. He kept saying that he wanted to like marry them, and he was like all in, and he kind of like loved bombed them, which is similar to what Dom did. But he kind of like love bombed them, cheated on them, and that's like his MO. And so she's basically saying like, he keeps saying he wants to be on The Bachelor and that he wants to get married, but that's not at all what he wants.
And from the start of the relationship, by the way, he lied about me. On the very first podcast he did after we met, he sat there saying we slept together the day we met. That caused an immense amount of pain for me.
So basically what happened is that Harry, on his podcast, Boyfriend Material, that he slept with her the day that they met. And so him saying that really hurt her. And he just like lied about it. And I guess later on, she says that he literally admitted to her that he just says things on the internet to get a reaction, and that's why he did it. And then when the whole Dom thing was going down on the internet, she literally like, she asked him to stand up for her and he did not. So he just doesn't care like at all. And so the whole thing about her cheating on Dom, like I guess Harry also agreed with that. And so basically everyone said she was cheating on Dom, but she didn't cheat on Dom. Dom keeps calling her his ex, and she's like, you are not my ex. Like, you are not, like, you do not deserve that because we barely knew each other, which is savage. But I also love it because I'm like, yeah, because she goes into how like, which I mean, of course is true. Like Perfect Match is just kind of not scripted, but like they nudge them in certain directions, which, I mean, it's a reality TV show. It's not real, really. They told them to be lovey-dovey or whatever. And it's like, and so it wasn't really real. And she said that when they met in person after, it just wasn't the same. And so she's like, you don't deserve to say that I'm your ex, which I think is, I love it.
So I had 10 days with this guy with all these other people, and I owe him all the stuff in your eyes. Apparently we didn't leave the show in a relationship, and I'm going to be like crucified for that. 1 year and 7 months later, he still brings me up on every single podcast. He still finds a way to flip the story that's going into my ex did this. We were not together. You don't get the privilege of calling me your ex. We were together for 5 minutes on a reality dating TV show. You are not my ex. Let's make that clear.
And then they just go into how Harry sucks, and I agree, he does suck. And basically what she gets into is how Harry was very controlling and like thought that she was the one cheating. And so when she went to Coachella with her friends, and he like wanted her to send him pictures and videos and all of these things to like prove that she wasn't cheating on him, which is crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, that is not okay. That is controlling. That is toxic. That is just not okay. Not okay. All right. No, it's not okay. And look, I've been in a relationship where I got a little controlling and toxic because the other person was cheating on me. And like, it was weird, but I have since learned, all right? And I have since, like, that is not good. That's toxic. If you do not trust someone, then you should talk to them or you should not be with them, truthfully. And so, yeah. Crazy.
The boundaries that I crossed, firstly, were the first night that I was at Coachella. I sent him a photo to check in when I was in bed. Hey, I'm home in my pajamas with a bowl of pasta on my lap. The next day, he calls me and he was not happy with that. He said, you didn't film the room. So how do I know there was not a guy in there?
But a lot of what they were saying a lot of it was projection, which I believe, because I do believe he probably cheated on her. And so he was projecting all that guilt onto her. And he was like, oh my gosh, like, like you cheated on me.
Then projecting your like distrust on me, making me have to show you location and text updates. And when I go to Coachella with a group of girls, you want so much from me because you're so guilty.
And he like said that he cheated on, like he said that she cheated on him too. Same with Dom, same with him. And she's like, I never cheated on them. She's like, I never did any of that. And they're saying this on their podcast, because I guess Dom has a podcast too. And so they're saying it on these podcasts, and she's like, it's not true. And so now she's been going on a lot of podcasts and like, you know, saying that and kind of, you know, confirming her story. And she went on Taylor Lautner's podcast, which I thought was funny. But so they ended up like breaking up, and I guess he like kicked her out of his house because she was living with him. And that's like when she moved to LA, and which is crazy. And then I guess they got back together for a little while, and he like said that she was like sleeping on his couch and stuff to people. And I'm just like, oh my God. He is like so bad.
When I moved in last time, 2 days later, it was on a red carpet and the interview's online. And he's like, my ex just moved back in with me. She's sleeping on my couch.
She acknowledges, like she talks about Francesca in the very end and about how on the show, they were on the same season. Okay. And then she talks about on the show in Perfect Match, how she didn't really listen to Francesca about Dom or Harry. And she says that she since like regrets that. And she thought that a lot of it was because of Francesca. And then she's like, I have since realized that it was not Francesca, that it was Dom and Harry. Like they're the ones that, you know, are to blame. And, you know, I gotta say, I'm with Georgia. I think the editing in Perfect Match made Francesca out to look really bad. And I apologize for second guessing Francesca, because she is great. And and this is what I said in the last video, like I really like her. And like it's kind of weird because the way they make her out to be in Perfect Match is so bad, and I hate that they did that. I hate that they fooled me.
It's funny because I reached out to Francesca, so we were not getting along after like Perfect Match. You know, we had that experience, things over, and just like take accountability for not seeing her side with this person. Like obviously my experience with her made me think that maybe his side was more valid than hers. I was so wrong about that. She has been lovely and so supportive.
But yeah, and so she's actually really great. And I guess Georgia sent her a letter just to like, you know, explain how she felt and everything, and to say sorry. And you know, Francesca is just, she said that Francesca is just really amazing and she's really sweet. And she's like, you know, she's like, I'm kind of happy that I went through this experience because now I can advocate for her and be like, no, what she's saying is true. What she's saying is real.
If anything, I'm grateful that I made the mistake of not trusting her story, her side with this person, because I can now advocate for her experience.
And so, yeah. That's all the drama behind Harry and his relationships, and why Francesca but that's why Francesca in my last video called out Alex Cooper for being friends with him. Yeah. All right. Well, that was the video. Yeah, so that was the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, thank you. I just have like one little thing to say. I'm gonna get a little sad for a second, so I apologize. But last weekend, I said, you know, I had a really bad weekend, and then I made that video about Francesca just to have a fun video, and it's actually doing really well, much better than a lot of my other videos recently. So I really appreciate everyone who's watching and engaging with it. But I made that video just like kind of last minute. I wasn't originally going to make a video because I volunteered an animal like shelter, and you know, each animal has their person, and my animal, her name was Georgia, and she was the most beautiful, cutest little chicken ever, and she picked me as her person, and I will always be grateful for that. And I still love her so very much. But she passed away last weekend, and that really hurt me a lot. And I just kind of was very sad, and just kind of cried the whole weekend. And so I made that video just kind of to try to have a little fun. And so I really appreciate everyone who watched it. And yeah, so I just appreciate it. That video will kind of always be special to me now. But yeah, I just wanted to say that and let you all in on my life. But yeah, I'll miss her and I love her, and I'm still crying off and on all the time. I'm just crying earlier. It was weird saying Georgia a lot in this video, but yeah. And so yeah, that's the video. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you want to put a little chicken emoji down in the comments, that would actually mean a lot to me and be really cool. Yeah. All right. Well, that's my video. Thank you for making it this far. And I will see you next week. Bye.